Let's get it. Hey guys, what's going on? This is James. I just wanted to send this video out to thank everybody during this holiday season for you guys taking the time out to watch my videos, comment on those videos, for the super chats. You guys are amazing. All that. I appreciate your support so much, and it means a lot to me. One of the reasons why I do this is because I truly enjoy the idea that I'm giving folks some laughs, maybe giving them something to think about, and in some cases, I'm letting people know that you're not alone in your situation. You're not the only person going through it. You're not the only person struggling. We're all struggling, and we're all in this together, and we're all here for one another. So I appreciate everybody who participates, not only in the videos, but in the lives, but people who participate in the little community that we're starting to form in the My Take crew. All right. So I really genuinely appreciate you guys. Now, before we get into the video, I got to do the YouTube stuff, which is just basically if you guys are enjoying what I'm doing and you liking what I'm doing, liking the videos and the content I put out, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Let a player know that you really enjoy what I'm doing. Come on now. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? It's easy to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications. You'll be notified when I upload content just like this. It helps the channel out, helps me out, and hey, who doesn't want to help a brother out? So go ahead and give me that HBO special. Click the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and smash that like. All right, let's get it. Now, when I talk about Meri being manipulated, the weird part about it, and there's tons of stuff that I can point out as far as this video is concerned, or is more to the point as far as this last episode is concerned, and even throughout the rest of the seasons, where manipulation on top of manipulation occurs. But the root of the manipulation that I saw last Sunday as I was watching the episode comes from this. Meri has been giving her power away for years. Now, we saw her take a lot of that power back, and she was able to break a lot of the spell that Kody and Robyn had on her, because she started to stop doing a lot of the things that allowed for them to control her. Now, the first thing that I will point out, in a way that Kody was able to keep her stuck and keep her trapped in this mindset, was that Kody had focused on the idea of taking away her power through taking away or depriving her of choice. Meri didn't have a choice in her situation. Even as a full member of this relationship, a full participant in this relationship she had with Kody in their marriage, she didn't have a choice. Everything was up to Kody. And she felt that powerlessness. And when you feel that powerlessness, you feel that helplessness. How many of us feel like we don't have a choice when we show up to work, or we show up to a job we don't like, or maybe it's a friendship or an association that we have with somebody, and we feel like we're kind of stuck in this situation? We don't feel like we have a choice whether we participate or don't participate, whether we keep going or not, or what direction these relationships take. The only way I can be in this relationship is if I do this one thing, or if I do this thing that they like, or don't do this thing that they like, or if I say too much or I don't say enough, then I can't be in a relationship. So in order for me to maintain this relationship, I have to give away control. I have to give away power. I have to do what they want in order for me to maintain any semblance of any type of relationship that I have. Because even as Kody said during the course of this meeting, he was pretending. He's acting like he's in this relationship. And as Meri said, she knows that he was acting because, one, he's not a good actor. His performance sucked. But two, you can tell when people are genuinely excited about you being around, looking forward to you participating in the relationship with them. They can tell the difference. And Meri knew the difference. The second thing, I'm sorry I don't have any clips for this. I just wanted to give you guys something quick to think about, because I know a lot of folks are going to be cooking today and cooking all week and all weekend, and they have other things to do. So I'm just trying to give it more of an audio feel. The second thing that I noticed is that they will keep you habitually distracted on, hey, let's take a walk on the mountain, For what reason? What purpose? We're not building shit on this mountain. Hell, the only reason why we walking around the mountain is because you can try to convince me to put more money into this mountain so I can get less of the mountain. So what are we walking around the mountain for? So it's always that distraction. Another form of that distraction is it's a reminder of the things that you don't have. It's a reminder. It's another knife in the kidneys. What would he walk around the mountain and show her? Where she's going to build the house, and then she gets to build the house nice and high up on the mountain, so she gets to look out and see Robyn's house where Kody is going to be playing with her kids in the backyard. Or maybe she's going to get a look at Janelle's house and watch, prospectively Janelle and Kody reunite, and Kody going over to Janelle's house and enjoying, cooking out in the backyard of her house, burning up food on the barbecue. Maybe that's what she gets to do. But the entire time, no matter what those relationships are down the hill or down the mountain or across the way, no matter what those relationships are, she knows that she's not going to have that relationship. So you keep her wanting something that she's never going to have. The idea of the hope that he's providing her, the hope and the prayers, I'm right here with you, holding on. That's what Robyn kept telling her. I'm holding on with you, hoping that things change, hoping that your relationship is different. And one of the things that I noticed was the things that they pushed on Meri to hope and pray for are all intangible things that you can't count. You can't count how much Kody love you. Kody gonna love me 10, gonna love you 20. No, you can't count those things. Those are all intangibles. How Kody treats you, that's a feeling that you get. Is Kody treating you good? Is he giving you everything you want? Are all your needs being met? That's an intangible. That doesn't mean anything. When Robyn talks about her concerns, she talks about real things. She talks about real estate, real property. She talks about real stuff. These are her concerns. When she jumped her ass up off that bench and she ran across the across the pond crying, which we'll get into those sources of control because I really want to talk about that, but that deserves a separate video in and of itself. Robyn's manipulation throughout that conversation, demonstrating how she controls the situation. But everything that she focuses on, everything that Kody focuses on is real, tangible things. Whereas with Meri, the entire discussion is all about intangibles or fungible assets, things that don't exist. And so at that point, you're just kind of doing a pipe dreams and unicorns and Skittles thing. None of it matters. The third thing that I wanted to talk about was time. Time. When you talk about time in this instance, what I'm talking about is staying focused on the past. What did you do wrong? What are the mistakes that you made? If you didn't do that, then we would be in a different place. If she wouldn't have went off with the catfish person and, had that happen, then we would be in a different place, which is complete and utter crap because he had already, as she had even stated, and as I had suspected, and as many people on this thread have suspected and put down in my comment section, he had abandoned her years before the catfish incident. The catfish incident was a direct result of the fact that Meri was lonely and vulnerable because Kody wasn't around. So he gets her talking about the past and what she could do in the past. Robyn the same way. Even when Robyn was talking to Meri in season 17, Meri came over to Robyn's house and she had suggested that even if Christine lived on the property, she could date other people. And Meri sat there and said, "Oh, I'm not ready for that." And Robyn looked her right in the face and said, "Well, I had to get ready for it because of you." This is what a friend doesn't do. This is why I say that, Meri or Robyn is not Meri's friend, because friends don't remind you of your mistakes. They'll remind you of your mistakes to the point where if you are about to make the same mistake, they'll remind you of the last time you made that dumb decision. Like, for instance, if you hanging out with your buddies and you're at a bar and, you standing there drinking and you talking about you going to drive home, your friends are going to pull you aside because they don't want you to park your car up a tree. And they're going to say, "Look, man, that's dumb." And if you went out before and the last time you were out drinking heavy and you tried to drive home, you wound up in the lake, they're going to tell you, "Look, man, you remember last time you was doing this and you thought it was a good idea and were you trying to get your feet wet again? Is that what we doing? We trying to go swimming at midnight at the damn fishing hole? You know, because you can't make lefts apparently when you've been drinking Guinness or what. You know what I mean? That's a good time for your friends to remind you of your past and where you've been and the mistakes you've made. It's not a good point where your friends remind you of your mistakes consistently and constantly and trying to keep you from making future decisions. They try to keep you in the hole where you second guess your ability to make decisions. And they try to limit you. That's where I see Meri, or no, I'm sorry, that's where I see Robyn and Kody limiting Meri, because you're telling her when she tries to go for freedom, she tries to express herself, she tries to break out, you remind her of the time that she failed. You tried to take flight, you tried to leave, you tried to become independent, you left and you failed and you had to come back, and as a result, we get to treat you any old kind of way we want. You don't want to have that happen again, do you? So you keep her living in the past. Another trick is you keep people living in the future. Why do you keep them living in the future? You keep them looking forward to something. Yeah, your life is crap right now. You're not getting anything you want. Your needs aren't being met. But if you keep with it, then in the future, at some point, maybe the heavens will shine down on you and you'll get everything you've been looking for. Maybe Kody will start liking you if you start acting right, you start behaving. And this kind of gets into both the present and the past and the future, gets into the point where it becomes what I like to refer to as if you this, then I that. So you get into the if you act a certain way, then I will do XYZ. So if you do this, then I'll do that. If you behave a certain way, then maybe I'll start liking you and I'll start dealing with you and I'll start loving you or commit to you or whatever the case may be. But in both of those cases, whether it's the past and future or the if you do this, then I'll do that, in both of those, there's nothing measurable that you can do. Somebody's not going to just decide to start liking you because you wake up in the morning and cook their breakfast. That's what we agreed upon and you did it, and all of a sudden it's like, yes, now I love you. You have graduated to love. You know, that's not what happens. And that's where she's relying. That's where Kody and Robyn keep her living, because these, both past and future, are things that you have no control over. You don't have control over how somebody else treats you or whether somebody else wants you. That's point one, where Kody takes away her control. You don't have control and power over whether he wants to be with you or not. The only power and control you have in a relationship is whether you stay in a relationship. You don't have power and control when you start to talk about somebody else's, living with somebody else's choices and somebody else's distractions. They keep you distractions. That's not power and control from you. That's them deciding to distract you with something that doesn't matter for you. Doesn't matter. That hillside, like, she doesn't want to move to Coyote Pass because she's so in love with that mountain that she has to be on Coyote Pass. She wants to move to that mountain because she wants to be with Kody. And that's a choice that she wants. And the idea of, even when she said, that's not what I want, they keep her focused on what she wants. That's not something that you're never going to have because the man don't want you. So keeping her focused on a choice that isn't available is no choice at all. So again, you take away her power of choice. You take away her power. Finally, you take away her power when it comes to power, the future, past and future. Because there's nothing I can do about what I did yesterday. And I can set certain things up so that I'm in a better position in the future. But in order for me to set those things up in the future, when do I set those things up? Right now. In the present. See, in the present, you get to make choices today. You get to make choices that will affect your tomorrow, but your choices have to be made today. And at no point during the time when Robyn and Kody were talking to Meri did they ever express, this is what we need to do today. Let's build our relationship today. Let's start today trying to get our relationship back together. Robyn had always said, oh, we wanted to have my family on the porch with our sister wives. She's talking about sometime in the future. There's no power in the future. If you want that future, then you have to make decisions today. You have to pick up the phone and start talking to Christine and Janelle and Meri today. You have to try to get together with their kids today. You can't expect these people in 30, 40 years to all of a sudden just decide to start coming back to Arizona because you old and you sit on the porch and it's what you want. So what I'm saying is that when Meri started taking her power back, she stopped giving power. She stopped giving power to Kody and Robyn by allowing them to decide for her what her relationship was going to be and whether they were going to be with her. She stopped giving them the power of choice of whether, she should be around, and whatever they decide, I'll go along with it. She started taking power back for herself. And more importantly, she started to live for today. My message for today, and what I hope people kind of pick up from this, is that take your choices back. Take your power back. Don't let people make choices for you. You make choices that best suit the life that you want and the life that you want to get to. Don't allow people to distract you from the things that you want and the things that you're striving for and the things that you want and the person that you want to be. And finally, don't live in the past. Learn from the past. Look forward to the future, but you live in the present. That's my take. I'm James. This has been My Take on Reality, and I'm out.
'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side, PCH.